Hey, how's it going everyone? My name is Ryan and welcome back to my channel. Today in this video I'll be talking about one of the biggest questions so far in the zombie storyline, which is who is the Mexican test subject? From 3 different maps we now have conclusive evidence and proof who he actually was and why he died. But with that being said, I want to thank Johnny J25 for actually putting these pieces together. I never thought about it in this way, and the information was in front of our faces the entire time. So thank you to him for the new perspective. But with that being said, let's get started. So in chronological order, we have a radio from Call of the Dead, and then we have a letter from Richtofen from Origins, and finally an image from Der Einzeldrach. So in that order, I'm going to let you guys listen to the audio quote or the audio radio, then look at the picture from Origins, and then we'll talk about Der Einzeldrach. So with that being said, here's the radio.
Target 31471, date September 2nd, 1845. Die. Another day, another failure. This time, subject N3WP just slightly off the floor. The Russian subject still smells like urine, even after he was given a bath and deloused twice. I think I might have killed the specimen from Mexico. His spleen is on the floor and he's not moving anymore. I can verify with certainty, however, that the barrier is not located in the spleen. Dr. Continue no matter the cost. I wonder what he might think of the experiment. Nice! Drop that! Nicely!
So basically guys, this is the first radio and the first mention of a Mexican test subject in general. We have already heard about Takio, we've heard about the Russian test subject, and also Tank Dempsey being caught at Barucht. So with that being said, no one really ever knew much more than this radio about the Mexican test subject until Origins came out and Treyarch started to release very small bits of information or, Origins letters. And this one in particular talks about the Mexican test subject, and this is from Richtofen. The first line of this actually reads, "The journal of Pablo Marinas," I think it's how you say it is, Marinas, "has been a very valuable source of information." It then goes on to talk about this is the largest source of 115 that they found, and that work needs to begin immediately, and then it goes on to ramble about Maxis and how he was kind of becoming more unstable, in his mind. So with that being said, I actually remember all these letters coming out, and I just never really put 2 and 2 together, and that's why I want to thank Johnny J25 for this, because he actually did, and it was honestly just so simple. I should have just seen it a lot sooner than I did, but thank you again to him. But Pablo is a very Spanish name in Origins, and it comes from the Spanish-speaking countries like Mexico, Nicaragua. There's a lot of Pablos, but they're all Mexican or Latino in descent. So with that being said, that's just kind of another piece of the puzzle. He's a very important character in the zombie storyline. His name is Pablo. He's from Mexico, as the radio suggests. But the final nail in the coffin for this definitive proof comes from Der Einzeldrach. Now this image is actually found on the wall, and it will kind of cycle through a couple images, but this is on the wall in Der Einzeldrach of Samantha's room, or the room next to it. As we see here guys, it says subject deceased on the bottom left, we see a spleen, and we also see Pablo, and I'm going to circle this now because it's kind of hard to see, on the bottom right hand corner. We can't see what his last name is, but it does say Pablo. Now we've put these pieces together. We have Pablo, the name on this image, we have Pablo Marinas from the Origins letter, and then we have the Mexican test subject who actually had his spleen removed. It's too much of a coincidence, guys, to say that this is not Pablo Marinas' spleen, and he is not the person in question. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to say 99.9% sure Pablo Marinas is the Mexican test subject that no one ever knew about and was killed by Richtofen when he took out his spleen. Now also one thing that we just now noticed, and we've never heard about until now, and especially in Black Ops 3 Zombies, we have the Keepers, but I'm also going to circle this, but on the spleen it looks like there's an imprint of the logo that's on the Keeper's chest. Now did Richtofen, maybe take a punch or, some kind of press and press it into the spleen, or was this actually on his spleen when they took it out? Now, the only thing I could think of is that it was on his spleen when they took it out, therefore marking that he was special, kind of like a birthmark, but this is way more than just a birthmark. I mean, this is the sign of the Keepers, and, we understand now how important the Keepers actually are to zombies. So, could, this Pablo guy actually have known something more about the Keepers? Could he have been one of those few that could, be morphed into a Keeper somehow? I mean, the possibilities here for the storyline are endless, and it just is so incredible that we now know who the Mexican test subject was. We see his spleen, but more importantly, he's actually somehow connected to the Keepers, and that's why Rick Toppin actually originally captured him and tried, to kill him. He actually did kill him, maybe to try to figure out how to harness this virile energy and this Keeper, essence. So with that being said, guys, this is who the Mexican test subject is now. I'm glad to see that, Treyarch is finally taking all these questions and starting to kind of put them together and make sense. And I feel really stupid for really wanting to claim that I know a ton about the storyline and I overlooked something as simple as the spleen. So with that being said, guys, it's a very, very cool theory, but it's now 99% proof, in my opinion. So what do you guys all think about this? I know it was bothering me for a long time. There's nothing else known about the Mexican test subject besides this. And I did have people asking occasionally on theory videos, who is the Mexican test subject? So now we have definitive proof who he is, and that's one more thing to cross off the list of questions for Black Ops 3 Zombies. So with that being said, if you guys have enjoyed today's video, please make sure to leave a like to support it, a comment with your feedback and opinions, and subscribe to my channel before you leave. Thank you all for watching. My name is Ryan. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.